everybody, it's us, the Wine Ladies. I'm Georgia.
And I'm Suzanne, and welcome to the Wine Ladies TV, one sip at a time. Thanks for joining us.
And to all our friends and fans on Facebook and thewineladies.com and Twitter, thanks for following and sending in all your questions and comments. Now, you may have noticed that we're actually not at the station here today, but rather we're on location at the premier award-winning winery of Jackson-Triggs Winery in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario. And we are here for a very exciting event, I might add.
Exciting is right, because every year Jackson-Triggs hosts the Twilight in the Vineyard series, and tonight's show is with the Canadian Tenors. Now, these gentlemen have been taking the world by storm, rave reviews, standing ovations. They've had amazing performances. They've been on Oprah, Dr. Phil, and just recently they performed at the G20 in front of the Obamas and Prime Minister Stephen Harper, amongst other world leaders. All right, well, here we are in the vineyards at Jackson-Triggs, and we're standing here with the National Director of Viticulture. Frank Helwig is here with us.
So tell us, how many acres of different varieties does Jackson-Triggs have planted?
Around the winery here, there's 13 acres, but we look after 540 acres across the peninsula. And all varieties, essentially, from ice wine, Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, all the reds, all the whites, predominantly Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Riesling.
And a very different profile for the wines here in what would be considered a sort of a northern climate to the climate that you are used to in Australia.
Yeah, I think it's, I think Kim Crawford once said it to me, that it's not necessarily cool climate, it's short season. And I think that best describes it. And in Niagara, we have a very short period of time from bud burst to flowering, and then pretty much the time from flowering and fruit set right and through until picking is pretty much the same as what it is in most regions. So that's where we sort of make up our time. But as soon as the days are like this, the nights are 20-odd degrees, the vines are growing day and night.
So speaking of weather, what is the 2010 vintage looking like? I'm pretty sure it's pretty fantastic.
I mean, all indications are right now it's looking amazing. I mean, we're looking at, we look at growing degree days as one of our biggest indicators, so that's time above 10 degrees, and we are in front of where we were in 2007.
Oh, and that was an exceptional year.
Fantastic for Bordeaux Reds. So yeah, all indications are, you know, it should be amazing. We've got no disease issues. I mean, everything's looking, I don't want to say too much too early.
What is this? You said this is Chardonnay?
Yeah,
so this is Chardonnay. It's using the estate wines, the Grand Reserve, and also the sparkling we picked from this block as well.
And what should a grape be looking like at this stage of the game? Does this look like a healthy bunch of grapes?
Absolutely. These are at what we call bunch closure. So we've de-leafed them at the moment because we want as much airflow as we can.
Right.
Again, to prevent disease, allow our protection to get in there. They're looking fantastic at the moment. I'm really happy.
Okay, so we're standing here in the barrel cellar where a lot of the magic takes place, actually, surrounded by these wonderful barrels filled with wine. And we are joined by Marco Piccoli. Marco is the winemaker here at Jackson-Triggs, Niagara-on-the-Lake. Marco, great to be here on your turf.
Thank you for coming and having me over.
Oh, well, it's our pleasure to be here with you. So tell us, first of all, what are we going to enjoy? I think we should start off with a little bit of a sip of something that you've got here before us.
Sure. Well, this is a 2006 Grand Reserve Merlot.
Okay.
Okay. It's a very interesting wine for us because it's one of the varieties that we really think it does very well here in Niagara. It really represents that kind of Bordeaux old style kind of characteristics from the wine.
Okay.
It's a wine that I spent almost 18 months in one of these barrels here you see in the background. What we do, we actually we pay very, very attention of the blocks of the different vineyards that we harvest these grapes from. That can be some from sub-appellations here in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Some grapes can come from the Beamsville area. All these different sub-appellations give a different tasting profile to the wines that really put together a more harmonic and complete complexity of the wine. So once we bring in these grapes, we ferment them very slowly, and then we press them gently, and the wine comes in barrels here and doesn't stay here for a couple of years almost.
So let's invite our viewers out there to come to Jackson-Triggs here in Niagara and have an opportunity to meet Marco Piccoli. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you, Marco. Great to see you again. Cheers. So So we're celebrating with our signature wine glasses here, standing in front of our favorite stores, LookBorg and Niagara-on-the-Lake, and we're celebrating the 2 wonderful dresses that we just found.
Now this store is incredible. They've got everything for everybody, from clothing, shoes, and jewelry to suit anybody's pocketbook. LookBorg.
With a second store in Oakville.
Where there is doubt, let me bring faith.
So we're sitting here amongst the vineyards with no stranger to the wine ladies, I may add, Executive Chef David Penny of Jackson-Triggs Winery of Inniskillen, as well as Le Clos Jardin. David, great to see you again.
It's great to have you here.
Wonderful food that you set here before us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is our small plates. This is the second year we've ran it, and we do everything at the winery from the small plates to the high-end dinner. So this is an example of our $5 and $10 price point menus. So our first one is an heirloom carrot soup, beautiful carrots just grown here locally in Ontario, and then we're pairing it with our gewurz. And then we've done a cumin chantilly. Gewurz really goes well with spice.
Yes.
Anything with cumin in it is just fantastic.
Okay.
So that's our first one.
Okay.
And then we've got our charcuterie board, which is absolutely fantastic.
Love that.
All local meats. This is Pingue prosciutto. So just down the road, absolutely beautiful prosciutto. And he also
Okay.
makes a capricolo. So kind of that European idea, doing 1 or 2 things, doing them extremely well. So that's an example of that. We have our Niagara Gold cheese. Just I know you're familiar with that, probably.
Yes.
Just down the road.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful Guernsey cattle. And then just throwing a little hint of Quebec in there, some Quebec blue cheese, some blue Benedictine. Absolutely beautiful.
So if people come to the winery, they can sit here on this gorgeous terrace in front of the vineyards,
Yep.
enjoy some wonderful wine, delicious food for $5 and $10.
$5 and $10, very reasonable. What the idea is to really open their minds up and their palates up, and how simple and easy a wine pairing can be. So it's really a value add that we try to add at the estates here, and as simple as pork and Pinot. We've got this beautiful pulled pork sandwich,
This looks delicious.
red wine barbecue sauce. Spared no expense. We actually house make our own pickles here, so beautiful
Make your
cucumber.
own pickles?
Absolutely. So it's kind of southwestern style pickles with black cumin and turmeric and just beautiful southwestern flavors, but using locally ingredients.
All right, well, you can hear a lot of commotion on the other side. The winemaker dinner is going on full strong, and we've just pulled out the co-founder of Jackson-Triggs Winery. Dr. Alan Jackson is here with us here this evening. Dr. Jackson, how are you?
I am great. How are you, Susanne? Welcome to Jackson-Triggs. It's wonderful to have you both here.
Thank you.
Now, you must be thrilled. I know you started the winery here in 1993, and to see it the way it is right now, it's absolutely a spectacular place.
Well, did it take a lot of courage to get started in the business? Because it was quite a bit in its infancy still. Did you know right off the start that you thought Niagara would be a great region for Canadian wines or for
I've heard
wine?
the word insanity used more often than courage, I must.
Well, not with good reason, with insanity, but it was a good decision, obviously, to plant the vineyards and to get involved.
Right.
Paid my dues, time after time. I've done my sentence.
Okay, Suzanne, the moment has finally arrived. We are sitting here with the Canadian tenors who have skyrocketed into the stratosphere in popularity. So we have Remigio here.
Hello, ladies.
And Fraser.
Hi, everybody.
And Clifton. And Victor. Welcome to the Wine Ladies.
Thank you.
Oh, great to
Happy to
have
be
you
here.
guys here. Thank you.
Now, we're excited. We're going to see you in about, 20 minutes on stage.
But how did you guys all find each other? How did you get together?
About 4 years ago, Remigio, myself, and Victor were introduced by a lady on the West Coast named Jill Siemens,
Okay.
Who brought us together. She knew that we were working in different parts of the music business.
Right.
And we found Clifton about 1.5 years ago. We had been searching for the perfect fit for a few years there, and we can't seem to get rid of this guy. And,
Don't you dare.
that's right.
It was a tight squeeze, but we got him in.
That's right. We found him through Universal, our record label, and the rest is history. It's really been an amazing experience, the four of us getting to perform around the world.
So chemistry is a really important part of the group, right?
Huge, yeah. It's
Now-
everything. It's like a family. We see each other more than we see our families, And when we're on the road, you have to have that personality that lets things kind of bounce off, and then cool down a little bit. I mean, we all get hot-headed a little bit,
Yes.
but
We know what that's like. We're sisters.
Yeah. So, there you go. So we're brothers with voices. That's what we have.
Yeah.
Now, I know you guys are anxious to get up there at the amphitheater to get ready for your show. So I guess we're going to have to let you go.
Already? They didn't say anything.
I know, they need to be ready. They have to be fabulous. I know they will be, though. Georgia, what an incredible, incredible day this has been.
Yeah, absolutely, Suzanne. From the standing in the vineyards with Frank Helwig, that was just gorgeous. Standing there in the Chardonnay vineyards, and Frank was so endearing with his sexy Aussie accent.
I love meeting Marco as well. That was wonderful, and that Merlot was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah, it was incredible. What a beautiful venue here, too. For their Twilight in the Vineyard series, it's absolutely gorgeous here. And the tenors, well, what can we say about the tenors?
Clifton, Fraser, Remigio, and Victor, my. That's all I can say.
They have a beautiful shop here too, don't they? Where you can come and, buy a variety of wines and, different wonderful little things, little knickknacks, I guess, at Jackson-Triggs.
Well, it's definitely the place to visit here in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Jackson-Triggs Winery. It's a stunning spot, and they are so nice. So we invite everyone, come to Jackson-Triggs.
Well, Suzanne, I think we should have a toast to this perfect evening and that wonderful song, Hallelujah.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.